I stole this mom hack
brand new
from my mom,
MacBook
and
Air
it's so
M4.
simple but
With all the
so
new
slept
updates,
on.
the
I'm so
performance
happy
per
to be
dollar you're
partnering
getting
with
on this
Carnation
thing is
Breakfast
absolutely
Essentials because
unmatched by
my mom
anything else
always
on the
had these on
market.
hand.
In this
and
video,
now
we're
I
going to talk about who
understand
this
why.
thing is
If there's
for, whether or not it's
anything
worth
I've
you getting
learned
it for
in
the
my
type of
5
things
years
you're
of
doing on it,
motherhood, it's
and
that
if
I
it's worth
can't be
upgrading from
hangry
a
all
previous
morning.
generation
It's just not fun
First,
for
catch up
anyone
with
in
what's
this.
new on the
Carnation
M4.
Breakfast
First, we got a
Essentials
new color
original
sky blue, it's more
nutritional
of a
powder
steel
drink
gray.
mix
You
are
got
a
the center
breakfast
stage webcam, which
must-have
will
or
follow
on
you
the
around
go
the room
snack.
as
They
well as
serve
do
as that
desk view
piece
like
of
this. And
unskippable
then we have the three
nutrition
big
our whole
changes.
family
First, you got
needs to
the
be
M4
unstoppable.
processor.
Yes,
This is
you heard
basically
that
really,
right.
really
Even
fast
the
for both
girls love
graphics
that.
So
and
while you're
regular
stocking
processing
up on
power,
school supplies,
and it
don't
has
forget to stock
insanely
up
long
on these
battery life.
too.
More on this in
Cheers!
a second. 2, it now natively supports 2 external monitors without any adapters or dongles needed. 3, the big one, it got a price drop. This is now $9.99 in the US and $1,400 in Canada. So who should buy this? Pretty much everybody. Obviously, if you need a Windows laptop, you're gaming or you're doing something application specific, this is out for that, but anybody else should be considering this thing. Previously, the MacBook Air has always kind of been the slower, more like student simple laptop in the lineup, but that's not the case anymore. Now that the base model of these have 16 gigs of RAM, the M4 chip being so far ahead of the game in anything you could ever need, this is still going to be the best buy for you, even if you're doing photo editing, video editing, all that sort of stuff. For context, I've been using an M2 MacBook Air, and my daily job is literally editing videos, and I've been more than happy with it, and yet this thing is still miles faster than that. The gap between the Airs and the Pros is so small now that with the price considered, the Airs are what pretty much everybody should get. The only time I could recommend not getting the base model Air and something higher is A, if you're doing prolonged work, so if you're doing rendering for like multiple hours a day opposed to just rendering the odd video like I am, or if you're doing really complex VFX work, that sort of stuff, but if you're doing that, you probably know what type of laptop you get and you're not even watching this video. Basically, if you're doing pretty much anything, even if you're doing it professionally, but not like crazy extensively, Lightroom, video editing, rendering, this thing's probably gonna do the trick for you. Again, it's what I'm using, and I've been more than happy with my previous generation. Now, should you upgrade from an older MacBook, this is where things get interesting. So this is the first generation where I would recommend upgrading if you have the M1. So the M1, the first generation M processor in the Macs, has always been really good and better than all the older Intel ones, but the jump is finally far enough from the M1 to the M4 that I recommend upgrading to it. The base model M4 also has 16 gigs of RAM over the default 8 on the M2. That's why I upgraded. So if you have the M1 or the M2, it's worth considering upgrading just for the lower price and how much more performance you're getting. And then if you have any Intel Mac at all, I don't even care if it's a max spec Intel Mac from 2020, this thing will outperform it by a mile. I'll be testing this thing a little bit more extensively, but I hope that kind of helped you guys decide whether or not this is for you, because it probably is. If you have any further questions, please let me know in the comments. Thank you for watching. I'll catch you in the next video.